Tokugawa Ieyasu, the shogun who unified Japan in 1600, after the Battle of Sekigahara, established a military government that would reign over Japan for more than 250 years. This period, known as the Edo period, brought a long-awaited peace to Japan. However, the peace posed a dilemma for the samurai. Without constant warfare, the traditional role of samurai as a warrior began to diminish. With fewer battles to fight, samurai found themselves in a unique situation. The Tokugawa shogunate, aware of the potential danger of a bored warrior class, repurposed the samurai to become part of Japan's expanding bureaucracy. These former warriors would now be tasked with managing lands, collecting taxes, keeping law and order, and even conducting diplomacy. In order to take on these new roles, the samurai had to undergo significant changes in their training. Instead of focusing solely on combat skills, they were taught literacy, administration, and even Confucian philosophy. Schools began to teach samurai how to read, write, and manage finances. Samurai began studying in places like Terakoya, temple schools, and later in specialized schools known as Hanko, which prepared them for their new bureaucratic duties. Over time, the samurai class transformed into Japan's ruling class of bureaucrats, acting as local officials and scholars known as hatamoto and kokenin in the shogunate's direct service, and as daimyo and retainers in the domains. They held positions of authority but often earned modest incomes. This shift from warrior to bureaucrat was not always easy, especially for those who were proud of their heritage as fighters. For many samurai, giving up the sword for a brush and a scroll was a profound cultural and personal shift. Although they continued to carry swords as a symbol of their status, the emphasis on combat skills waned, replaced by intellectual and administrative skills. As Japan became increasingly isolated under the Tokugawa policy of sagoku, or close country, the role of samurai as protectors became more symbolic than practical. During this period, some samurai even become renowned scholars and thinkers. Figures like Ogyu Zorai emerged, contributing to philosophical debates and reshaping Japanese thought. Zorai, once a samurai, became one of the era's most influential scholars, blending samurai discipline with Confucian ideals. Many of these samurai scholars emphasized loyalty, virtue, and honor, not only on the battlefield, but in governance and personal conduct. By the late 1600s, the samurai had fully integrated into their new roles as bureaucrats, managing a highly structured society where every class had its defined role. The transition from battlefield hero to a civil servant may have been difficult, but it helped establish stability that Japan would benefit from for centuries. Of course, the story of the samurai didn't end with the Edo period. As Japan modernized in the late 1800s, samurai descendants became leaders in business, politics, and education. They retained their sense of honor and discipline, but now wielded pens, not swords, in service to the nation.